Hey there, I have Chad Basinger here with us at Real Talk Media Studios. Welcome again.
Thanks for having me.
I love it. I love your wealth of information, and I have another question I want to ask to you, and that is, what are 3 of the top things that a seller should do or consider when getting their home ready to sell?
That is a really good question. And you know, when people are looking at property, the key is they're using their eyes to look at what the property looks like. So I'm going to focus on, and this will all make sense in a second, the eyes. So the first thing is minimize. Now, when I say minimize, a lot of times people have a tendency to gather stuff over time. For example, I lived in New York City for 10.5 years, 750 square foot place with a roommate. I thought I was living high in the hog. I didn't have much stuff. Moved out to San Diego, bought a 3,500 square foot house. Now I'm busting out the seams, and there's more crap in there than you can imagine. So I don't need any of that stuff. And now when it comes to selling your house, you want to minimize. A lot of times I get a stager involved, and they'll go through each room and they'll say, get rid of 50%, get rid of 50%. And it's not to say that I could be a stager, but there's a lot of validity in what they're saying. So you want to get rid of all the extraneous stuff, so that way the spaces appear larger and buyers can visualize what their stuff will look like in there. And it just looks a lot more streamlined. So my line of thinking is, if you're going to be moving, which is the reason why you put your house on the market, then you're going to have to pack up the stuff anyway. So you might as well pack it up front and get the benefit of, you know, a buyer having a better experience when they look at your property, when they look at your stuff either online or in person. So the first thing was minimize. The second one is organize. Now, it's kind of in line with the whole minimize, but let's just assume you got rid of 50%. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that the property is organized at that stage. So get organized, kind of have a little OCD. It's not necessarily how you live. You could be the messiest person in the world for the last 10 years in your property, but when it comes time to selling your house, you want it to be organized. There's a reason why, you know, Nordstrom's has all their shirts organized. It just gives a much better feel and presentation, and people will appreciate that. And while people maybe shouldn't be going into your closets and drawers, they might. So just, if you have everything organized, it gives them a much better feel. And then, because imagine if it was the contrary, if your place was messy, then their thoughts are going to start going through the buyer's head. They're going to be like, okay, this doesn't feel good, and then what else might be wrong with the house or something. So get it as organized as possible. So that's minimize, organize, and the final thing is to neutralize. So, you know, you've got the kids, whatever, you let them paint the walls, purple, pink, whatever it is. But when it comes time to selling your house, you want to keep things neutral. It's not to say that a buyer, the very first buyer through your property might love a purple or pink wall. It might be perfect for them. But the thing is, you're trying to appeal to as many people as possible. So neutralize to make it appeal to the masses. And that way people can visualize kind of what their stuff would look like, and then they don't get thrown off by different colors or unique things about the house.
That was fantastic information. Thank you so much for sharing. That was Chad Basinger.